Hello everybody, this is Little Ninja, and welcome back to another episode of Ninja's Empire, where in the last episode we built this tower that I am currently standing on. Yeah, isn't it beautiful? Oh, I just love the way, like, it's so flat up here on, I'm kidding, it's not nearly done. Let's see here. So between episodes, this ring is pretty much the only thing I put in, and then it's going to have a stone brick roof, like a conical roof. And I was debating over whether I wanted angular braces like this, and now that I look at it, I think those work just great, but the straight ones don't look so good. I think the way I can fix that is to bring those out at a little bit of an angle, so that they're at right angles with the tower, if I'm making any sense. Let's see here. This thing is meant to be a creeper farm, right? So now that it's dark in here, well, it's not dark because there's torches on every platform, but it will be once the farm activates. What I want to do is get the farm running before I worry about finishing the rest of the tower. So, here's the trick. Trapdoors. It takes about 30 stacks of trapdoors, and somewhere in here are the others. Here we go. Right. So basically, the way it works is, and I think it was Nembomb MC that discovered this first. The way it works is that creepers are a little bit shorter than skeletons and zombies, which means that with the trapdoors on there, skeletons and zombies won't be able to spawn in that space, but creepers will, and spiders, which is fine because we have a bone farm and we get all the rotted flesh we can possibly use from the gold farm in the nether. So the only thing that's left is obviously string and gunpowder. So I have to cover the bottom of all of 17 layers of these in trapdoors, and let's see, are these filled with water? No, I have to fill all those dispensers with water buckets, and then I have to run a torch tower up one corner here, a redstone torch tower. And then I have to dig out the bottom collection system, which will be down here. So there will be like a trough that goes around, and there will be water flowing into the center. And then underneath this platform in the center, there will be like a 3x3 hole, and they will drop to their deaths. So I'm going to go ahead and get the entire farm functional, and then we can work on finishing the outside of it. I am more confused than I have ever been playing Minecraft. So the platforms aren't entirely lit up. You can see way up there is a creeper. But just now, a creeper spawned on this platform, and he fell off the edge here, and I killed him, and he dropped string. What in the world? And I promise you, it was not a spider. It was a creeper. He almost blew up. I killed him, and he dropped string instead of gunpowder. Can somebody please go down in the comment section and tell me what just happened? Anyway, I'm going to finish this up now. Okay, so all the trapdoors are in place, and all the dispensers are filled with buckets of water. At least I think they are. We'll have to activate it to find out. But, so like the water collection system will basically go here, or it could go here rather, but I think I'm going to run it from the walls in. One, because that way I won't have to half slab this to keep mobs from spawning on this area here, and two, because if a spider goes shooting off the edge here, he could pretty easily land on the edge here and not actually make it into the water stream and then slow down the efficiency. So just have the entire floor covered in water, so flowing in like this, stepping down, let's see, it'd probably go down one more block after this, and then into the hole in the center. But I have a little problem here. This is the item transportation system for the farms, those carrot and potato farms. So I'm going to have to reroute this. I'll probably just make a little loop around. It won't be too hard. So I have to reroute that, and then I'll dig down this hole and put all the water in and show you what it's like. Right, so we're just about ready. I haven't put the water in yet. I wanted to show you guys a little something. So the water needs to go the whole way around the room, and it can't be making infinite water sources with itself, right? So normally that would mean that you have to be very careful, skip 2 blocks and place your water down like that, because obviously, say if you have water like even on a corner like this, so if you have a water source block there and there, it will make an infinite source here, right? And obviously that will be a pretty big problem. As you go around the room, it'll just fill the entire room up with water. However, if there's nothing under the water, it won't create an infinite source. So you can have water here and then 2 blocks over here like that. It won't create an infinite source there in the middle. As you can see, I'm not picking anything up. So you can do a solid stream of water, or like water source blocks, the whole way around, side by side, and they won't pool out through. Anyway, so I'm going to do that the whole way around the room, and then here, this square is just the right size for the water to flow right to the edge and no further. And I'm going to clear out all this dirt and andesite and stuff like that and replace it with smooth stone, put all the water in, and then we can work on the killing chamber. Okay, so the water is all in place, and by the way, that tip for not having it create infinite sources is great for if you're, say, clearing an ocean monument. Go to the very bottom of the pool you're clearing and take a layer of blocks across and then take them back out. And that means that any water that you remove from there up with, say, sponges won't like reproduce, essentially. So yeah, here we go. If we break this block, it should activate the dispensers and fill the farm up with water. Okay, I heard him go. Let's fly down here and see if it traveled all the way to the bottom, or rather if each dispenser had water in it. And already there's creepers there. Wow. Okay, so I apparently missed a dispenser up there. Oh, and by the way, while I was putting this water in, a creeper and 2 skeletons spawned in here at the same time. And I managed to get the skeletons to shoot the creeper, which, if you didn't know, that makes them drop a music disc. So we got that from there. Yeah, so here's something I hadn't thought about. How am I going to get down there to, clear that out? So I'll have to go turn the water back off, go up there, find the thing, put the water bucket in there, and then walk far enough away for those to despawn so that I can dig the hole on down through. And in order to do this killing chamber system, I am going to have to reveal the project I have been working on for the past little while. And I didn't want to do that before it was completely finished, but it looks like I'm going to have to. So if we go here to statistics, let's see here, blocks, stone, I have mined 730,000 stone. So yeah, it's a fairly big project. Yeah, so basically this is a rectangle where the beacons reach to the very edge the whole way around. So the beacons are slightly offset. So that side is the far range of that beacon over there, and that side is the far range of this one. So they're not quite the full width of a beacon, but they are the full length of the 2 beacons. So yeah, it goes quite a ways. Over there, it is 1 block below the pond that's behind the pumpkin farm. And if we go down here, you can see it's the same size. I just have a few more layers to clear before this entire thing is cleared out. And that block right there is our slime farm. So all these chests right here are smooth stone, completely full, every one of them. And I'm working on the set back here as well. And I'm up to this row here. So yeah, and then here we've got diorite, granite. All these chests are full, and what's the word? Andesite. And then I'm working on the ones back here. And then here we've got dirt. Here we've got our miscellaneous stuff like mob drops. Here we've got redstone, iron. These 2 are full. All of those are full of coal, and I'm working on this one. And then here we've got our gold and lapis, and here we have diamond and obsidian. So yeah, I have been doing quite a bit of mining. Here's the thing. So my office is right next to a busy road, which means I have to record pretty late at night, like between 10 and 12 when traffic has died down. Otherwise, you get all kinds of zooming noises in the background, audio, and well, sometimes you still do, as you've probably noticed. But during the day, I can sometimes play. When there's traffic going by, I just can't record. And so I come down here and play for an hour or so and just dig away at it. So yeah, I've been going at this for quite a while now. So I want to clear that all down, and then we'll have plenty of space for a few projects. I don't have planned to use the entire space, but there's a few things that I could put down there, and you guys will have to help me come up with ideas. So yeah, now we got to fix up this thing. Okay, so I've got the redstone up and running, and so what happens is when the piston moves, the redstone here turns off. which powers the observer and sets off the water. And then a little bit later, the signal comes through here. If I can just show you, comes through here and turns back on, which powers it again and turns the water off. So you just get a quick flush where the water turns on, just long enough to come to the edge of the platform, stays there a little bit, and then turns off again, as you can see. And going the other way, it comes over here and powers this, and then by the time this turns off, this is already powered, so it doesn't change. So yeah, that's fairly simple. And now I can just cover this back up like so, and then if I ever want to turn this off, I can come up here and flick the switch. And I was going to run a redstone torch tower up through here and have the lever down there, but it's not worth it. So let's see here. If I can avoid dying, we'll go down here and I can show you what I've got down here. So the hole comes out of the ceiling right there, and stuff is falling down and dying already. As you can see, we are getting string and gunpowder. So I'm going to build a chute that just drops down out of the ceiling and has a collection system with an item elevator that sends everything back up to the surface again, just sticking out of the ceiling. And as you can see, it's working like a charm. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, okay, awesome. So basically now we have all the fireworks we could ever possibly want. Let's see, except we don't have the paper. That's the next project. Let's see here. So yeah, basically this room is going to have that sort of thing just all over the place. Little farms here and there, some on the ceiling, some on the ground. Sort of like a really weird outer space feel, maybe? So like, you know, black and then just stuff all over rather than being on the ground, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this whole thing and get the items going up to the surface and show you how that works. I know I said I was going to do this and finish it up in the last clip, but here's the thing. Between last clip and this one, 1.12 came out. And with it, we have concrete. So I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do down here. I was brainstorming and I came up with one. But in order to do it properly, it's going to have to be all cleared out. So I'm going to work at this, chip away at all this stone until this entire room is cleared out. And then we can come back down here and finish that. But for now, we can finish the outside of the tower up here at least. And I want to use black concrete and lava for this, which means we are going to need quite a bit of ink. And so I'm going to go off to the desert over there and build just a mini temporary ink farm, and then eventually we'll build a better one. But we already have a whole bunch of gravel and sand. So I'll fly over there and build the thing and show you how it's going to work. So I found an extremely good spot for a squid farm out here about 1,000 blocks away from base. So basically it's just this, a bunch of pillars of water going down and landing on signs. And if we get a look at it from the air, let's see if we can take off here. Good. Alright, if we just look at it from up here, you will see that the closest river is way out there and way out there. So like that's well over 100 blocks away, which means we get pretty good spawn rates here. So basically what I have to do is stand back at least this far and just AFK. And down here, let's fly down here quick. You can see that it's already working. Squids are coming down here and just dying left and right. They suffocate. It's not like fall damage or anything. They just slowly suffocate, and then sounds cruel, I know. And then everything goes into this chest. So I'm going to AFK for a while until we get a shulker box or so full of ink sac. Well, that did not take long at all. We've got our full shulker box and a bunch more. Yeah, this thing is extremely efficient. And I don't know that we need to make it any bigger. We'll have to come back here sometime and make it pretty, obviously, but bigger, not necessarily. Like, this is a lot of ink, an entire shulker box full, and it didn't take very long at all. So now we just fly back home, and we can make our whole bunch of black concrete powder. The other thing I did was, I want to use lava as well in this tower. And so I turned off fire spread, partly because, well, I want to use lava for decorating. The other thing is, if you want to use fire for decorating, you can light other blocks besides netherrack on fire, and they will stay lit. So, you know, that's a handy thing for building with. And besides that, my builds kept getting ruined by lightning, and I was just tired of it. So fire spread is now off. That is a lot of black concrete powder, but I do want black concrete, so I set up a little concrete maker here in the barn, and you can just stand like right here on this block and hold down both mouse buttons like so and make concrete. Here's another thing you could do. Throw your concrete powder on the floor, fill your inventory with the concrete, and then put your concrete powder in your hand, in your offhand, and so that way your hand stays full and you don't have to put a new stack in every time you run out. You can just do this and burn through your entire inventory worth of concrete powder without ever having to, basically you can AFK and fill up your entire inventory with concrete. Okay, so now that we have a whole bunch of black concrete and a bunch of nether wart as well, and I've got some netherrack smelting up in the blacksmith, we can get on with the building. So here's the plan. Originally I was going to use the red nether brick and have sort of like, almost like vines, big round things coming up out of the ground, sort of breaking up the ground and going up the building, wrapping around it. And then I started to think about lighting because there were mobs spawning up on those ledges. And I was like, well, you know, I could put redstone dust up there. And then I thought about lava. Lava fits perfectly with this building. And then I had a thought. So let's go back here and I'll show you. What if we do like these lava pools? So have sort of like irregularly shaped, you know, something like that, and then have black concrete around the edges. If I could just do this, let's see here, something like that, and then, you know, on the inside there'd be lava, right? And then going up the building, you still have the vine shape sort of, but rather than coming out of the ground, they come straight out of the building. So, you know, say over here, like something like here, you have like that, shape like that, and then let's just pillar up here. It sort of curves out a little bit, comes up through, something like this, and let's see here, and then you know come up here and have a sort of platform with the red nether brick, and then out of one side you've got your lava spilling out and falling down to the next pool. And so you have these little pools of lava all the way around this building, going all the way up, and so obviously like the lava would come out from above those beams. It would fall down into little pools and then fall out the sides, and go down lower into lower pools and eventually all the way down to the ground. And all the pools are sort of rimmed with this black stuff, like sort of like, you know, they're charred around the edges from the lava. I think it could look cool, but I'm running a little short on time on this episode. I'm going to go ahead and do a whole bunch of building off camera and bring you back when I have, you know, maybe one lava stream built up through to the top. So that's one stream of lava down. I'm seeing potential here to definitely make the tower look too busy or messy. So I think maybe if I do like a stream of lava on every other beam, it should be about right. And I could do like obviously a longer streams with less pools from the top to the bottom on some of them. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's fly up there and see once. Okay, so up here I'm just covering the beams with the black concrete, so that it's like one block on either side, and then like where the lava is, I just, you know, notch it out and set it in there above the beam. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these done, and then we can start work on the roof. Alright, so I'm definitely getting a little better at these, you know, adding more detail, having them step down. Here's a trick. If you put the like a dirt block in under there, it will spread out and fill the pool up a little better. Let's see. That's sort of weird. I think if I do this, it'll flow over to there. Yeah, there we go. Now why isn't it flowing? Oh, there we go. It's just flowing slowly. Okay, so like it makes the pool look a lot more full if you just add a few blocks of dirt underneath the lava that's there. Yep, that should do it. And so we can also improve the ones that are here already by doing that as well. If we just do like this, the lava, it will still stay inside the pool because it always flows towards the lowest point. But it just makes the pool look a little bit more full. I think it really adds a little bit of detail there. Something that you hardly notice, but it just makes it look better overall. So that's another stream done, or almost done. I need to, could get this sorted down here. It's not quite flowing out. There we go. Okay, so that's 2 down. Yeah, I was really hoping to get this tower done in this episode, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to end it here. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and finish the entire tower in between episodes. I'm going to put the rest of the lava in, I'm going to put the roof on, and show you what it's like at the beginning of the next episode. So if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave a like. It really helps out the channel, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.